good.
Yeah.
Hi, Luke Jones here for DartsMad, and this week I'm joined by X Factor Andy Boulton. How's things, Andy?
Yeah, well, good, thanks. Same old.
Yeah, it's obviously been unprecedented. Before the pandemic, results didn't quite go your way. You didn't play bad, but did the break come at a good time for you?
Well, I'm not sure that the break came at a good time for anybody, to be fair. My darts, I was playing well. He just wasn't really getting the breaks. You need a bit of luck now and again, a bit of a run, and just now and again you get a run that where things do well for you. People hitting big finishes in last legs and stuff.
Yeah.
But the break definitely it didn't do me any harm.
Yeah. As I say, you weren't playing bad, really. You qualified for the Belgian Darts Open. In qualifying now, you averaged, I think it was 104 and beaten Devon Peterson. But it just shows the standard of the Pro Tour, doesn't it?
Yeah, oh, definitely. God, I remember the game with Devon. That was a really good game. We both played really well. The standard of the Pro Tour is just, everybody on the day can be a world beater, and that's why certainly over the last couple of years, I think we've seen so many different winners of the Pro Tours. So anybody on the given day can beat anybody. It's just that the thing that separates me from Marco van Geeren is that consistency level, I suppose.
Yeah, and you played at the Summer Series recently. You did pretty well. You cashed on 4 out of the 5 days. You beat Darryl Gurney and Nathan Rafferty twice. One of the games you averaged 105.5 against Nathan. Did that give you confidence going forward now to finish the season strongly?
Yeah, I think the Summer Series was a new situation for everybody. So it was always going to be tough. It just depends who got used to it quickest, I suppose. Obviously, with the Darryl, Nathan Rafferty, I mustn't like players from Northern Ireland. But again, it's all about that bit of luck going your way. But the draw could have been a bit kinder on some days. I was in the top half of the draw, I think 4 days out of 5. So you're running into the top seed pretty much, within the first 2 games all the time. But that's up to you to sort out so that you're getting the seeds and. But for the season ahead, like obviously I've changed my darts. The lockdown's given me a chance to do that. Practice has been going well. So I'm quite looking forward. We just want to get back to it. To be fair, I think everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah, and it's only a couple of weeks now. We've got the autumn series. It's the same as the summer series, where it's 5 straight days of action. What's your aims going into it now? Is it just to pick up a few wins and see where it takes you?
Yeah, obviously the aim is to win 5 events.
Yeah.
but then I'll pinch myself and I'll be quite happy with 4. But then the main aim for everybody. We don't know really what's in the future for all the events. Ally Pally now is actually really, really just round the corner, and we still don't know who's going to be able to qualify. What kind of numbers are going to be at it. Because normally, obviously, so many Australians qualify from their tour, Asians from their tour, and obviously their tours have been cancelled as well. So, the main aim is really with the start I've had is to try and get up the ladder and get back to Ally Pally. I think that's the realistic aim for for this year now, and if I target Ally Pally at the end of the season, then everything else should fall into place as we go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just everything's just up in the air for tour card races, and we don't know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, my main aim would be Ally Pally.
Yeah. You had a great year last year. It all started at Q School, where many were tipping you to get a tour card. Did you feel any pressure going into it, or did you think I come through Q School before, I can do it again?
Yeah, I think that's my third or fourth Q School now.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of I don't think you go into it with as much pressure. I mean, I just love the game of darts, so like I enjoy the game. I probably don't take as professional attitude as maybe some. Maybe that's my downfall. I don't know, but I just love being part of it. I love playing the game, and so like Q School's like, even though it's not it's an experience. It's not nice to go through if you get beat. It's still an experience that as a dart player, I'll still look back on and go, oh, they were a good 4 days, because it is like, it's a pressure cooker 4 days, and that's what we play the game for, not to be at Q School, but to be in them unique environments, playing with the best players in your sport. So yeah, I'm guessing I'm an old hat at these kind of things now. So yeah, I was definitely confident. I was playing well going into it, and I just had a year out as well. So I was probably more hungry than I was the year before. So yeah, definitely, I felt really good and confident about getting my card back.
Yeah. Obviously, you said you came through there via the Q School Order of Merit. You must have been delighted to get another crack at the Pro Tour. Obviously, as you said, you had a year out.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, I think the year out, playing on the Challenge Tour and stuff, definitely got the bug back for me. So getting back on the tour was just well, you're over the moon. It's where we want to be. It's I play darts full time, and if I'm not on the tour, it's very difficult.
Yeah. You reached 3 quarterfinals on the Pro Tour, and you put in some fantastic performances. You've had big wins over the likes of Dave Chisnell, Gavin Price, Joe Cullen, and A.B. Lewis. They earned you a second appearance at the PDC World Championship in Ally Pally. You must have gone into that with huge confidence after the year you had.
Yeah, loads of confidence. I felt really good. It was my second time there, like you say, so I'd had the experience of being there before. I went in this time playing the qualifier as well, so all them things add up to just building up your confidence really, and then some American guy comes along and takes it all away.
It didn't quite go to plan. You came up against Danny Bargish in the first round. You lost 3-2. You must have been hugely disappointed that you couldn't quite produce the form you've been showing all year, really, on the Pro Tour.
You said that I'm losing your pal.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Not getting anybody. You can hear me.
Got me?
Say again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I've got you now. Yeah, got you back.
You
cut off after Danny Baggish. It must have been a sign.
Yeah, it didn't quite go to plan against Danny Baggish. You didn't quite produce what you've been producing all year, really. So was that disappointing for you that you couldn't quite reach them heights that you had on the Pro Tour?
Yeah, very disappointing. As far as TV results go, I would say it was the most disappointing I've had, really. I went into the game playing really well. He did. He took it. So I mean, I think I left. I can't remember. I left a double to win the match 3-1, and he finished a 120 or something like that to take us to the last set. So like, it's not. I was going to say it's little things like that you remember, but I don't. All I remember is he took a ton plus finish out when I was on a double for the match. But yeah, it was disappointing. He finished really well, and it was all set up for. Like, I'm really good friends with Nathan Aspinall. Like, we weren't looking forward to playing each other in the first round proper, which that would have been a really tough game. So maybe it was just a sign or something. Nathan got him back.
Yeah. I actually had Nathan on a couple of weeks ago, and he said he didn't want you to win that game because he didn't want to play you.
Yeah, well, yeah, it would have been tough. Like we are really good friends, and although everyone says, "Oh, your enemies when you're on the dartboard and all that," because you're trying to pick each other's pocket if you like, but. Yeah, so there are 2 or 3 guys, especially on the circuit, that it's very tough to play, sort of thing.
Yeah. You've also played in the BDO World Championship 3 times at Lakeside. You must be really proud to have been able to play at both World Championships, especially at Lakeside as well.
Yeah, I mean, for the younger players coming through, I think it's quite sad. I don't know if sad's the right word, but disappointing thing that they won't have the chance to play. Lakeside was an iconic venue. When I started out, it was where obviously we wanted to. That was the aim was to play at Lakeside. So there's a lot of people going. No one's going to experience that again without getting into the BDO situation. Obviously, that's very sad for darts and stuff, but. The Ally Pally is a new Lakeside, and to be able to look back when I do hang up the darts kind of thing, and to look back to know I've played at the 2 most iconic venues in darts, then it makes you very proud, really. Just need to add the Winter Gardens, and we'll have a happy threesome.
we move on.
Yeah, wrong choice of words.
Yeah. You touched on it there. You obviously played in the BDO for many years, and it's such a shame now to see where the BDO is at now, because it's ruined now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way back for it now. As Martin Adams said, I saw Martin Adams do an interview the other day, and he kind of said maybe it died with Ollie Croft, sort of thing, and a great man set up a great organisation. Time moved on, which obviously is why the PDC came about, but there was still a place for the BDO, and the amateur game is just as important as the professional game, and for people that can't afford or will never reach the heights of the PDC. The BDO is a great place to, earn a decent bit of money and enjoy the game. Really, it was the enjoyable side of things. I think the BDO. I'll never forget some of my days in the BDO. The weekends were phenomenal, and that was the social side was as big a part as the darts. I think for a lot of the players. And
it brought through so many top players, like obviously Phil Taylor started there, Raymond Van Barneveld, Van Gerwen, the list goes on. So
yeah, I think you'd have to think very hard of to find a player that plays in the PDC, certainly a top 16 player that never played in the BDO system of any sort. Obviously in 10 years' time we'll have a total different conversation. The PDC have got the JDC set up now, so the different stages, which was always the BDO, would come through the youth system into the county system, etc., etc. So the PDC have done a very good job, Steve Brown with the JDC and that. and obviously he's got his Mad Darts thing going now. Hopefully that takes off and kind of becomes a new BDO maybe even.
Yeah. Going back to you, your current 67. Obviously, you need to be in our top 64 now to keep you to a card at the end of the year. So, is your main aim now to qualify for Ally Pally and have a good run there? And because that's where you get the real money, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the Ally Pally thing is a massive thing for players around about the 50 to 70 mark, because it just gives you that edge over somebody that hasn't qualified, and for you to get that money on your rankings, obviously compared to someone that doesn't, makes a big difference. And I'm up there in the rankings because I had an okay season last season, and then capping off with being at Ally Pally. Obviously the tour card situation's a tricky one this year because no one's had a chance to. I'm on my second year on my card. I've not had a chance to add to what was an okay season last season, and then even like the guys who've just got the card this time, even if they have a really good autumn series or whatever happens in tournaments, what start have they really got to keep the 2-year card at the end of next year, sort of thing? So I assume somewhere down the line, the Pete Matport and the PDC and that are some tricky decisions to make. Someone's not going to be happy with it. Someone's going to be okay. I suppose you just have to get out. Once we find out what's happening, just get on with it, and it is what it is. And we're all in the same kind of boat, if you like. But obviously, it's going to affect different people more than others.
Yeah, obviously, because if you missed out if you didn't get in that top 64 now, you'd be thinking, we didn't have quite as many events as we would have done, and that could have cost you another 2 years.
Yeah, totally. I mean, well, without a shadow of a doubt, but it's like I say, I'm not, I'm definitely in a better position than quite a few players. And it's like I say, the ones who on the first year of the card this time, they're going to have all them problems next year. So I don't know what they do, where they go, how it's worked out. But I'm sure, like they always do, they'll come up with something, and the roadshow will go on, if you like.
Yeah, to be fair to the PDC, they've done a superb job doing the summer series, obviously getting five events in one hit, and they're doing the same again with the autumn series. So they're getting the events in a short space of time.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's gone. The thing is, we've never had anything like this before. Everybody's working off a blank sheet of paper, and so like just to get anything going was a massive thing. We're going to Germany for the autumn series. I'm not over the moon about catching a flight to Germany, and in the situation and stuff. But it is what it is. Everybody had to come to Keys when we did Sweeten's event, but it's only fair. So we can go to them, but. I mean, when you look at the guys that are even further afield, some of the Australians and that still, can't leave and stuff. So it's a tricky situation for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think you're playing in the second home tour event. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know how much I can say about it because I don't know how much thingy, but I can't see it being like top secret information. But that starts on Monday. As far as I know, I'm playing on the first day on Monday, so there'll be there's something like 10 groups of 7 players, and basically half the field go through, I think. So top 3 and so many 4th place finishers go through to form another 5 groups of 7 or something like that. So it'd be good. It'd be good. I do try. I play in quite a lot of. Well, I had a few weeks off, but the last couple of weeks I've been back in it. Playing a lot of the online tournaments and stuff. It's nice to meet a lot of different people. I enjoy it, and the online thing definitely be good because whoever's in your group, you're gonna have 6, quality players. Good day's practice, and win or lose, you're gonna, it's gonna be a good day. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, and you can't get it. Yeah, you can't get any better than practice and that for the autumn series. You're playing against the people you're going to be playing at the autumn series, really.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely. I suppose you could say you've got a bit of an advantage, really. You're getting a good, a good day's practice. When other players aren't. It's a bit like we're just on about with the tour card situation and stuff. You got the top guys are playing in the Premier League this week, next week, and then we are playing this home tour, and then you got the poor people in between that are not actually getting a game of darts. So like I say, some people are happy with some decisions, and some people are not so happy. So yeah, it's hopefully I'll look for it. Well, it'll be good. It'll be a good day. Hopefully, drink water all day. Everything will be happy.
Get a week of dicks down here.
Yeah, cutlass ready to eat. I maybe have to have 3 that morning, just to make sure I can get through the day.
Yeah. Obviously, you come from Stoke, which has been a real hotbed of darts over the years. So what's it like being on the tour with the likes of A.D. Lewis, Ian White, Andy Hamilton, and obviously previously Phil Taylor?
Yeah, I mean, well, we all played in the leagues and stuff together. Really good. Well, I used to play pairs with Ian White, back-to-back Welsh Open champions. I don't know how many people will have done that in the pairs, but and AD, I met as a 16, 17-year-old lad. He came and played with us at Cheshire and stuff. Really, I was really good friends with AD and that. Well, still am. But although I will say, like, Ian isn't actually from Stoke, really, so but we'll let him off. It's a bit like saying I'm from Scotland, really. But well, it keeps him happy saying he's Stoke's number 1, even though he's Runcorn's number 1. But we'll let him off for that. But yeah, I mean,
it's not far, is it?
Eh?
It's not that far.
Well, I don't know. It's far enough away. No. Well, if effectively, I'm Scotland's number 3. See, if we do, or maybe not. Well, Gary Anderson's not from Scotland, really. If you're doing that.
Doing them on TV, isn't it?
Well, there we go. No, it was great. Like, I watched all them lads do it before me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I stayed in the BDO a bit longer. Yeah, I mean, I always remember when AD won his first. He won back-to-back Pro Tours in Irvine, actually, which is only just 10 minutes up the road from where I live now. But he phoned me on that night, on the Sunday night, because he'd won the both events. So, he made a lot of people proud. AD, young lad, did very well, and he is hoping he gets back to the AD of old and starts mixing it up there, winning titles again.
Yeah, because when he's at his best, he's arguably the most naturally gifted player there's ever been. It just looks so easy for him.
Yeah, it's frustrating to see him throwing, a bit slower and, even like giving it the big licks and all that. I don't remember AD like that. He was just a guy that got on with the game. He didn't mind a bit of confrontation, I don't think, but definitely, just throwing the darts and they did the talking really a lot of the time. That was when AD was at his best, really. Definitely, it'd be hard to think of like many more natural dart players.
Yeah. Right, Andy, I'm going to leave it with one more question, and it's one that I ask everyone who comes on, and I'm gonna get your mind working here.
Right.
Going from number 5 to number 1, who's your greatest five greatest players of all time?
5 greatest players of all time.
Yeah,
Based on ability.
Yeah. Whatever, really.
Oh, what? Sorry.
Whatever, really.
You're breaking up there, look. Sorry, say again, Paul. Oh,
Can you hear me?
there you go. I'll give you 5 of all time. I can't.
Yeah, greatest 5 players
Oh,
from 5 to number 1.
Hard to think of, like, it's quite hard to. You don't want to miss somebody out, like.
Yeah.
Number 1. I mean, you've got to go with Phil, really.
Yeah.
Even though he's a Port Vale fan, he's still Stokes' greatest export. Led the way, and probably is a massive reason why we play in front of the crowds and the game is as big as it is. Really, to have somebody at the top of your sport definitely gives it more media attention, etc. So yeah, I mean, just people beating Phil Taylor in a match, they would have nicknames for the rest of their life just from one game against Phil Taylor. So, Phil definitely the best player. Second best player of all time. Well, I'm going to say Eric. I just always remember like watching it as a young lad. He was dominant on the board, really, and just getting him to know him. Not as I was never really good friends, but knowing him, practice room wise, etc. He's certainly a guy that got in people's heads before he even played a game. So, total package, really.
Yeah.
Eric, definitely. Michael's got to go in there, I think. My first ever televised game, I lost to Martin Adams in the World Masters, and he went on to play Michael in the final of the World Masters. I think Michael was 17 at the time or something when he won it, and to do that, and then he went off the boil a couple of years when he first joined the PDC. I think a lot of that was to do with he was always ranked 32 and was playing Phil in the first round. But yeah, definitely. And then the last few years he's just dominated everything and blown everybody out of the path. And in today's game, I think it's a lot more difficult to do than. In all fairness, than when Phil and Eric were about, the game's a lot more professional, a lot more players that play at the top standard.
But
Michael.
He couldn't win the World Youth title, though.
No. Maybe that's a good omen. Maybe. I'll have to. Maybe that's why Nathan lost in the final to Max Opp, so he can follow in Michael's footsteps. So that's maybe a good omen. I'll tell Nathan, and then he'll think he did it on purpose. I don't know. I think just for how he was for the game and everything. Jockey Wilson was like someone I definitely watched as Eric was kind of from our neck of the woods. Well, not from originally, but he lived up our way, and you still wanted Jockey to beat him, and you're an Englishman, shouting to the guy that everybody liked, really. Yeah, he was great for the game. The game needs characters, and Jockey was definitely a character that was great for the game. And then I don't know, 5. We'll say 80. Just natural, most natural player. still hopefully got a long career ahead of him. There's so many you could name. Like I was thinking of a player that I always say there's a player I've never met, like Clef Lazarenko, but I always used to watch him as a young lad coming up. That he was always somebody you really wanted to do well and stuff. Not as he ever won titles and that, but he, like I say, characters in the game, and that's why like your Gervin Prices and stuff are great for the game now, because it gets everybody talking. And long way it continues, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on.
No problem at all, Paul.
Obviously, I wish you all the best going into the home tour, the second home tour, autumn series, and then hopefully we'll see you back at Ally Pally. You hear me, Andy?
Yeah, I can just about. Well, you're breaking up a bit, Paul, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, so all I was saying is I wish you all the luck now for the rest of the year in the home tour and the autumn series. Hopefully we'll see you back at Ally Pally and you can keep your tour card.
I appreciate that, Paul. Thank you very much.
Cheers, thanks, Andy. Bye, mate. Bye.
Job well done, mate. Bye now. Bye.